Hey, welcome to The Explainer. Today, we're diving into a really interesting corner of the industrial world, a place where companies can lose millions of dollars. And it's not through some big, dramatic heist, but through these tiny, almost invisible gaps in the system. We're going to call it the Weighbridge dilemma. And it all really boils down to this one simple but really powerful idea. We build systems to be flexible, right? We want them to handle the chaos of the real world. But what happens when the exact same flexibility creates loopholes? What happens when it turns into a slow, silent drain on money, materials, and even trust? So that drain, that's what we're going to call leakage. And the tricky part is, it's often totally invisible. We're not just talking about a few pallets going missing from a warehouse floor. No, this is a much deeper, systemic problem, and it has very, very real costs. Let's break down what this leakage really looks like. Yeah, of course, you've got your basic material loss. That's the obvious one. But look at the other pieces of the pie here. You've got data inaccuracy, which leads to terrible business decisions. You've got lost time, which absolutely kills productivity. And then there's this huge one, trust erosion. When the people on the ground and the people in the office don't trust the same numbers, everything starts to fall apart. These are the hidden costs that really, really add up. Okay, to make this all feel a bit more real, let's zoom in on one single super critical point in a ton of industrial operations, the weighbridge. This is it. This is where trucks full of either raw materials coming in or finished products going out get weighed. It's supposed to be the absolute source of truth for all your inventory. Supposed to be. So, here's the official story. In the system, everything looks perfect, right? A truck rolls onto the scale, the operator logs the weight, a little ticket gets printed out, and that number gets plugged into the central computer. And just like that, it becomes the official, undisputed fact. But the real story, what's actually happening on the ground truth, well, that can be something completely different. That number on the piece of paper doesn't always tell the whole story. And the gap between what the system thinks is happening and what's really happening, that's where the leakage flows. And this is where it gets kind of wild. People get incredibly creative. I mean, we are talking about some seriously clever tricks. Trucks with hidden compartments they can fill with water before weighing and drain afterward. Sandbags hidden on the chassis that get removed after the official weight is recorded. People can even mess with the sensors themselves. Or, there's the simple classic, just getting the operator to write down the wrong number on the paperwork. This isn't just a simple mistake. It's a feature of a system that's just waiting to be exploited. So you might be asking, how does this keep happening? Well, the heart of the problem is this clash between two totally different ways of keeping track of things, the old-school manual way versus the modern digital approach. Just look at the two side by side here. On one hand, you have the paper trail. It's slow. It's so easy to make a mistake. A 3 looks like an 8. Someone spills coffee on it. And as we just saw, it's ridiculously easy to fake. Trying to audit a mountain of these paper slips is an absolute nightmare. But then you look at the digital footprint. It's instant. It's accurate. It's secure. And most importantly, it's fully, completely auditable. The difference isn't just big, it's everything. You can really see that journey right here. I mean, we went from these dusty old manual ledgers, which took forever to check, to spreadsheets, which were a little better, but still super easy to edit and fudge. And now we're at real-time digital trails. This isn't just about being faster. It's a total revolution in accountability. All of a sudden, there's just nowhere to hide. And all this brings us to the real heart of the issue. See, this isn't just about catching a few people cheating the system. It's a much deeper design challenge. It's this constant battle between top-down control and on-the-ground convenience. Which leads you to this really fundamental question, right? When you design a new software solution, what's the goal? Should that software try to be this rigid hammer that forces a broken process to work? Or should it be smart enough, flexible enough, to fit into how people actually work while still closing up all those dangerous loopholes? This whole conflict creates something we can call system friction, and this is a huge deal. It's that resistance you feel when a manager sitting in a nice, quiet office designs this perfect process on paper, but it's totally impractical for the operator who's actually out there, standing in the rain, with a line of 20 angry truck drivers. That friction, that's what pushes people to find workarounds. And those workarounds, that's the leakage. Okay, so how do we actually fix this? The answer isn't just to throw more technology at the problem. It's about a smarter design philosophy, one that builds a bridge between the boardroom and the weighbridge. This smarter approach really has 3 key steps. First, you have to observe. Go out there and understand the ground truth. See how people are really doing their jobs day to day. Second, digitize that workflow. The goal is to make the technologies serve the process, not force people into a whole new, awkward one. And finally, you secure it. Once that real-world process is digital, you create an unchangeable, immutable audit trail. That's where you get total accountability. Because at the end of the day, this is the goal. This is the whole point. The best systems don't just bark orders from the top down. They create this beautiful alignment where the control that management absolutely needs is perfectly in sync with the operational reality that the team on the ground is living every single day. And that really brings us to our final thought. The Weighbridge is just one example, a powerful one, but just one. Pretty much every business, every system has these points of friction, these little gaps where invisible leakage can happen. So the real question, the one to take away from all this, is where are they in your system?